Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait, another update? Holy crap. Okay, Buildcrafting evolved. Let's go through this. I'll read it through and try to give some highlights at the end. So, over the last few years, we've been expanding on buildcrafting options within Destiny 2. We want players to find fun and unique ways to embrace any given flavor of combat while expressing themselves through the power of their guardians. The current buildcrafting system relies heavily on a mod library that has grown to be highly complex and at times confusing. So we are making some changes to improve it, as well as other aspects of how you build your dream monster killing machine. Today we're going to share some more details on the upcoming in-game loadouts and mod customization features, and how we are evolving the buildcrafting experience as a whole. TLDR! Consolidation is a major theme in many of the changes you'll be seeing today. The current pre-Lightfall mod system has been built piecemeal over the years and contains a lot of redundancies. The loadout systems empower guardians to suit up for whatever task on the fly. So up to 10 slots available to save multiple loadouts. So 10 loadouts, I guess. The single screen system also provides opportunities for players to create and share their loadouts with the community more easily. The mod customization screen will make managing your mods easier with them all in one place. Like the Guardian Appearance screen, the screen creates an easy to reference space where you can see all your armor pieces in any mods at any given time. Champion encounters are being spread between artifact perks, subclasses abilities, and more. Updates to mods streamline the process and bring new and exciting build potential to Destiny 2. So we're taking the opportunity to touch and tune every single mod in Destiny 2. We're removing energy types from mods and armor. What? Giving players more flexibility in crafting their builds. No more switching between energy types to find the mod you want. That is huge. We're reducing the pressure on armor energy by retuning armor mod costs and changing artifact perks to no longer require mod slots. What? Artifact perks no longer require mod slots? Oh! Okay, we're moving the weapon type specific mods to damage type specific mods for increased flexibility in builds. Wow, that is a huge update. That is crazy. No energy types, no more artifact perks or mod slots. Like, wow. Okay, let's get through it. Loadouts. Being able to save your loadouts and easily switch between them in-game has been a long requested feature, and it is arriving with Lightfall next month. We're taking the power of quickly switching between carefully crafted builds and making it available in-game. Here are some problems the team wanted to solve. Quickly swap entire sets of gear without numerous trips to the vault or having to open a second screen. Decrease time in between play sessions caused by needing to rebuild a loadout, and create ways to label loadouts for quick identification. That is so true. We spend so much time switching between loadouts. This is cool, so you can give custom names. Is this giving any leaks? Oh man, I gotta look into this. Collections journey. Okay, so this is really cool. So it looks like there's no energy slots. You're just, wow. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, so you see there's no energy there. There is these open slots for the weapons, of course, and then it looks like, I'm not sure if this is just like the perks to the armor, or yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, wow. Okay, let's keep reading. Here you can see the Warlock with 3 loadouts created of the 6 slots they have unlocked. You'll be able to unlock all 10 slots by progressing through the new Guardian rank system. Wow, okay, so you get them through Guardian rank system. So being a nice Guardian, guys, be nice! Each loadout label has an assortment of colors and icons to choose from, including Crucible, Raids, Trials, Gambit, damage types, and more. You can buy more in the Eververse store, right? No, I'm just kidding. Storm color, aspect. Wow, okay. There's a lot to take in here, guys. I like it a lot, though. Mods and mod customization. When Lightfall goes live, it will be a new ball game of sorts. Things will be different, and you will have a blank slate to start cooking up new builds for future adventures. Not all current builds in Destiny 2 will be possible upon launch, but there will be a healthy offering to start with. We are also planning to expand upon build crafting options for season over season. Okay. Problems the team wanted to solve: cut down on time managing mods, remove limitations that created confusing experiences, breaking down barriers to make buildcrafting more fun, giving players more understandable ways to earn mods, and remove the need to wait for 801 to sell specific mod you need. Retune mods to give players more forms of expression, while also tamping down on areas of power creep. So does this mean they're going to go back on giving everybody the mods, or just let everybody try it out and then they're going to take it back? Because that's what it kind of seems like, right? So that new update, maybe we'll lose our mods again. Okay, so you can go through your mods pretty easy. Our new mod customization screen is going to make creating your builds much easier, as you will be able to see all of your currently applied mods and how they are affecting your stats on one screen. From here, you can quickly select different pieces of gear to start tinkering. Okay, cool. Is that the artifact, I think? Anyway. There's also a tab at the top of the screen, so you can switch over to see what perks and stats your current weapons have without having to switch back to your character screen. That's nice. Okay, armorous weapons. Okay, I see that. Let's talk about earning mods. Historically, mods were unlocked in a variety of ways, but for the most part, you were waiting on 801 to have them in stock. We wanted to remove this waiting game and make all mods have a clear unlock path. All mods will be unlocked by achieving Guardian rank 6. So, okay, they're going to take back the whole giving everybody mods. Most players who have spent some time in game will start out at rank 6 and instantly have all mods ready to go out at the gate. New players will unlock mods as they climb through the ranks. Look out for more info on Guardian rank soon. Mod application details. Mod energy types are being removed, woohoo! Eliminating the need for 4 different versions of a given armor piece for build crafting purposes. We're also converting the combat style sockets into an additional mod socket for their armor slot, helmets, gauntlets, la. We are also reducing the energy cost of many of those mods, helping give you more opportunities to mix and match. That's really cool as well. So it's going to be costing you less to do some of these mods, to use some of them. Additionally, armor mods that previously provided benefits to weapons based on their archetype, for example, hand cannon loader, will now instead provide benefits to weapons based on their damage type. This levels the playing field for all weapon archetypes and should make it easier to put together a powerful suite of mods to benefit multiple weapons in your loadout sharing a damage type. Okay, but that's not all. Artifact mods are also being translated to unlockable perks. They will no longer need to be socketed, but rather unlocked for the duration of the season once earned and are passively applied to your loadout. So you unlock your solo operator or your breaching clear, and it just automatically applies. Oh man, I mean, I'm guessing they're going to nerf some of those mods, because that would be insane to have all those added up. So what does that mean exactly? Let's say you have an anti-barrier weapon of the season is pulse rifles. This change means that you will no longer need to equip a mod for this, taking up precious space and energy. All your pulse rifles, unless they have an intrinsic champion mod, will automatically have an anti-barrier applied. As you can imagine, having every single artifact mod active at the same time would be a little OP. That's what I just said. Because of that, you won't be able to unlock them all at the same time, and will have to choose which 12 perks you have active at any given time. Still, 12 perks? However, we do want to make it as easy as possible to change up your build, so restarting the artifact will not cost anything. That's nice. What does this mean for artifact armor mods, extra artifact mod slot? Starting Lightfall, Artifice armor will have a unique mod slot that grants 3 additional points to your character stats like strength, mobility, intellect, etc. Ooh. This will help you round out your stats as you perfect your builds. Once you've gotten your loadout sets and mods managed, it's time to dive in. We're making some gameplay updates to complement the above changes. Game, set, match. One thing that has always played a huge part in how you set up your builds is match game. It's been pretty much a requirement that you diversify your damage types or end up facing shields that feel hopelessly to break. We want to remove this restriction and allow more freedom with how you create your builds to take advantage of new element-specific mods. To reach that, match game is now being removed from high difficulty activities, and we are making a few tweaks to how you can do damage to different types of shields. Base shield resistance to non-matching damage types across the entire game is being adjusted to 50%, similar to Gambit now, and we will have some other ways for you to do some bonus damage to shields that we will tell you about before launch. This will help you synergize your perks and abilities around a single damage type rather than diluting them across several different ones. That's really interesting. So no more having to have arc for arc shields. It's going to be a little bit different. Curious what that'll be. We are the champions! Another thing that has a huge impact on your build are champions. We want to make how you counter champions more logical. That should also make it easier to learn how to deal with them in the first place. So while you will still have the selection of anti-champion artifact perks available to you based on your current weapon selection, we are also adding some anti-champion options to your subclasses to complement your weapons. Barrier champion, solar, void, and strand counter. When using volatile rounds from your weapon, it will also pierce the barrier and stun the champion. When a player is radiant, their attacks pierce champion shields and stun them. Strand will also have a method of piercing barriers. Overload champions, arc, stasis, and void counter. Damaging an overload champion by triggering the jolted condition stuns the champions. Likewise, suppressing the champion stuns them, as does slowing them with stasis. So that's kind of like cool. It's like a logical, if you jolt someone, it's gonna like stun them with the overload. Unstoppable champions, arc, solar, stasis, and strand counter. Blinding an unstoppable champion instantly stuns them. So they're charging you, you blind them, they stop. Encasing them in stasis and then shattering it or triggering a solar ignition on them likewise stuns them. Strand will also include an unstoppable champion counter. Armor charge mods. Okay. While the combat socket is going away, many mods that once belonged to Charge with Light and Elemental Well subfamilies of mods now fall under a revamp system known as Armor Charge and move to an armor slot specific sockets. The Armor Charge mechanic functions as follows. Socketing an armor mod that uses the Armor Charge system gives you access to the system. The functionality of taking charge, picking up an orb of power to gain 1 stack of the charge, is now granted to you whenever you have any Armor Charge mod equipped. That's nice, so you don't have to use that mod anymore. Many mods that previously created elemental wells or gave you stacks of Charge with Light have been converted to instead create an orb of power. You can now hold between 0 and 3 stacks of armor charge by default, which appears as a buff in the status effects area. By socketing chest armor mods charged up, you can increase your maximum number of armor charge stacks as high as 6. So it's probably going to be a new stats or status effects area that they're going to revamp as well based on this kind of lingo right now. Some mods provide a passive ongoing benefit while you have any stacks of armor charge. When you have one of these armor mods equipped, every 10 seconds a stack of armor charge falls off, if not consumed by anything else. Players can extend this decay time by socketing the extended charge mod in the class item socket. For example, Font of Wisdom in the head socket will provide a bonus gain to intellect while you have any armor charge active. Some mods consume 1, 2, 3, or all stacks of armor charge on a particular trigger, granting you an instantaneous benefit when they do. A few other mods, stacks on stacks in the leg socket, powerful friends, radiant light in the head socket, time dilation in the class item socket, etc., can modify the armor charge system for you without providing you with a specific benefit while you have armor charge. Finishers will now consume armor charges and not dip into your super energy. This is interesting because this is really going to change up probably a lot of builds, if this is how I understand it. But yeah, this is going to be a huge build changer. Elemental wells were evolved. While many of the mods that previously created or benefited from elemental wells are being changed to instead focus on orbs of power, some aspects of elemental wells aren't going away entirely. Instead of creating elemental wells, each subclasses will now create damage type specific spawned objects. Ionic traces for arc, fire sprite for solar, void breaches for void, stasis shards will continue being used for stasis. Strand will also have an object we will share more details on in the future. We also caught that in the breakdown, so go check out that video. The ability to spawn these objects will come from armor mods, but will not come from armor mods, but from your subclass instead. For example, while the Ember of Tempering Fragment is active for solar hunters, it will now create a fire sprite when you defeat an enemy with a solar weapon. Picking up any of these objects will grant ability energy or have other effects depending on your subclass's build. For example, if you're running a solar subclass and you have the new Ember of Mercy Fragment equipped, picking up a fire sprite will grant you the restoration effect. The number of these types of interactions will be limited at launch, but we intend to add this system moving forward. Okay. Balancing act. While the main goals were here to streamline the buildcrafting experience, we also had to do some tuning while we were under the hood to address some of the power spikes certain build combinations created. As we said previously, we looked at every single mod and some were changed, moved to other slots, transitioned to other abilities, or removed. With the removal of armor energy type and the consideration of mechanics into armor charge, some mods became redundant and were removed. Some ability energy gains, stat bonuses, and weapon damage bonuses from mods have been reduced. Though we've added some new mods to expand your build possibilities. Not all previous builds are going to be able to be recreated one-to-one, but the system has been changed enough to open up a lot of new possibilities with new mods and ability combinations. An example of mods that aren't coming back for the ride are Warmind cells. Oh my god, Rasputin's gonna die and his Warmind cells are going with him. These are a relic of a different time and had already been nerfed in the past. They had a good run, but these mods will be deprecated and no longer available starting in Season 20 to make a way for new options to consider when crafting your preferred combat style. Looking ahead, we've covered a lot and know there are going to be a lot of questions with so many changes on the horizon. We'll have more to say on this along with a plethora of other exciting changes coming along Lightfall's release next month. With a system like this, the best way to fully understand it is to get your hands on it and start tinkering. As with everything involved with supporting Destiny 2, the evolution is not the end point. We have plans to continue tuning and improving the system, and we'll be adding new build crafting elements to fill power gaps. We didn't have a chance to get to this with the release. We're excited to see what you build with this new toolbox and look forward to seeing all the new builds shared out. So basically, every build that we've ever had in Destiny is going to be redundant, and it's not going to be useful anymore. But there's a lot of cool changes that's going to make build crafting, I think, even more powerful than it is now. Like, well, first of all, Warmind cells are gone. Elemental wells have evolved, so it looks like you'll be, depending on the subclass you have these elemental wells based on those subclasses, but it's more like ionic traces, void breaches, stasis shards, etc. Charge with light is just going to come naturally depending on the mod you put on, so you don't have to put on taking with charge, which is really nice. Champion mods are now kind of based on your subclass and different weapons that you use, so that'll be interesting. Not based on necessarily, mods or perks. Match game is going away from high-end difficulties, so that's gonna be nice to not always have to like really craft a really niche build. It's gonna be open, but they're gonna explain that a little bit later on as well. You have an easy interface to go between your armor, your weapons. You are able to organize your mods nice and neat. Not a lot of mods, but there's several mods that are also going away, so it's going to look a little bit different. And you won't have access to all the mods at the start of Lightfall, but if you have played for a while, you'll probably automatically go up to Guardian rank 6 in the whole Guardian rank system, so being a nice Guardian is a benefit because then you get mods. So we're most likely going to lose all those mods that you just got. It was just for fun for us to kind of experiment with, but they are going to go away, the ones we just received. What else? You can have up to 10 slots or 10 loadouts, but you have to earn them by being a nice Guardian. And then the other big thing is there is no more armor energy. That's the huge thing. There's no more armor energy, so you're going to be able to just really craft and mix a ton of different builds. That is incredible. Yeah, if you like this news, if you want to stay up to date, I'm going to try to keep you guys up to date as much as possible. And again, like I said, I'll have the breakdown video for the trailer probably this week, if not by the end of the weekend. Yeah, like and subscribe, everybody.